Hey guys, so we're back from our camping trip and 1 month away from our last spring frost. So I want to talk about what I've got going on in the garden. A week ago, or actually about 10 days ago, I went ahead and put some cauliflower and some cabbage out in the garden. So what we started was Chinese cabbage. I tried some of this cauliflower. Isn't that cute? And then some more Chinese cabbage. I want to make some kimchi, so we'll check on those in a minute when we go to plant some seeds outside. So a couple of days ago, I went ahead and started seeds. This is my all-time favorite method to do seeds. I put them in moist paper towels in Ziploc bags, and within, a week, you have, they start sprouting. The zinnias are already sprouting, and so is the kohlrabi that I have on these. So let's talk about what I started in the bags this week, about a month before the last spring frost. So we have loofah gourds. This is the loofahs that you use in the bathtub when you're like a loofah sponge. You grow these gourds, you let them dry out, and they'll harden up on the outside, and they'll you peel out the outer layer, shake it, and get all the seeds out, and then you can cut it into your loofah sponges. So this is where your loofah sponges come from. These are kind of a long-term, it takes a long while for these to grow, so you do have to start these early. So I'm starting those 1 month before last spring frost. I'm in zone 6. Next is kohlrabi. I started some already outside, but I'm also going to succession plant in case something goes on with those. I have these as backup. So I started those on wet paper towels. As soon as those get about that big, within probably a week or two, then a week or two of putting them in the solo cups, they should be ready to go outside. Also, this type of kohlrabi, I have two different types, the early white and then this larger giant white kind. Let's see how those go. Kohlrabi is supposed to taste like a combination of cabbage and like the stem part of broccoli. And you can slice up the kohlrabi ball here. I think you can eat the leaves too. But you can slice that up kind of like you would carrot sticks and dip it in ranch dressing. So I thought that would be kind of fun to grow. I might even try to pickle some or ferment some, lacto ferment. See how that turns out, kind of like kimchi. So we might even, if that grows well along with the cabbage, we might even put that in our kimchi. And I started lots of zinnias. Last year I did the queen line zinnias, and I have tons of seeds from that I'm going to just put outside directly, probably within the next week or two. But I also started some on the wet paper towels. So here's the newer kinds that I started. Oklahoma Carmine, isn't that beautiful? And Oklahoma Pink. Oklahoma Salmon. I hope that's not blurring. Benary's Giant Coral. That's a pretty color. And these were ordered double. And I also started on the paper towels, Tommy Tia's again. There's a company that I sold my seeds to that sells seeds. It's called the BB Seed Company. You can look them up and you can buy my seeds. So we're growing those again. These were pretty good. I like to eat them fresh when I'm in the garden. Just eat them fresh. You can make it into salsa if you want, but I like them fresh. So what I'm getting ready to go outside and do now is I'm going to direct sow some seeds. Carrots. We have some rainy days coming, so carrots like a lot of moisture when they're germinating. So we're going to toss those gently on the ground, pat them in, And we've got this kind, purple dragon. I might even try to start some on wet paper towels. I don't know, we'll see. But I'm definitely for sure going to put some in the ground. Lila Lusang. Aren't those beautiful? Cougar. Whoops. Did I say purple dragon? Yeah, I think I accidentally bought 2 of these. Purple dragon. And I'm also going to direct sew some lettuce. We're going to do devil's ear, flashy butter gem. And I might have some of these that I grew last year that are still, they've survived the winter and they're out there popping up. So I'll show you that in a minute. Landis Winter. This was free twice. Yeticule. So it's meant for me to grow these. We're going to grow them. And I'm going to put some crisp mint and some iceberg heirloom lettuce. So we're going to direct sew those. In addition, I don't know where my seed bag is. I have, hold on. Okay. I have a ton of mixed colors of the coxcombs. I love these flowers. I grow them every year for many years. I absolutely love them. They're huge. The heads are ginormous. This is a mixture of pinks, red, yellow, salmon. Some even had multicolors. That might be this smaller bag. That might be the peach ones. But I'm going to direct sew these out in one of the beds too. They do good. They come up every year. I don't have to start them inside, so we'll go ahead and get some of those started. And also I need to find, I've got marigold seeds somewhere. I can't remember where I placed them. They might still be out in the garage. But I'm going to go ahead and put some of these on wet paper towels and get those going too. So I have various blends of colors of the marigolds, the yellows and the oranges, and the brown and orange combination colored marigolds. So we'll go ahead and get some of those started too on wet paper towels. All right, let's go outside and start planting seeds. So along the way, look at this beautiful Yoshimo cherry tree. Isn't that gorgeous? It's full bloom. And I need to, this whole past week it rained nonstop for like days and days here in Kentucky, and I had to mow yesterday, and I need to get out here and weed eat all this down and finish doing some raised garden beds. I planted in here the bush cherry. There's one in that corner and one in this corner. So we'll maybe put some flowers or something in front of them. And then here's the sweet potato bed and potatoes. That's where they're going to be at least. And I put a grapevine there. It's had frost damage, but it should. They have, grapes have secondary and third seeds. Lord, I looked down seeds when I said that. Buds. So when the first one, if the frost gets it, it should shoot out more from those buds as backup. Okay. A biscuit. These are grape trellises. Some's trying to bud out. Right here. And then I got my little pawpaws here. And these are the thornless blackberries. I transplanted the mulberry tree in this corner. Okay, this is where I planted some, oh, they did do okay. Some of the cabbage and cauliflower, and I think I put some kohlrabi in here too. But there's these, so they did okay. Oh, we're gone. Got a big old weed in here I don't want. Lots of other things trying to grow. I don't know what all this is, but we're going to have to get control of it. Whatever it is, I don't want it here. Weeds. But all these seem to do okay. So we're going to... I might end up getting some straw and putting around all this too to kill out the weeds in between everything. But let's get our lettuce and carrots going. Figure out where we want to put them. We could probably do some carrots through here. I think it's thick enough. Okay. All right. Carrots do need some space. We'll do those on down where it's a little thicker. So we'll go ahead and start the lettuces right here. I'm just going to take a stick and draw a line and plant them down that line. Right, here's a stick. It's going to be as simple as that. So we're just going to do this. That's all there is to it. And get my hands free. Cover that up gently. Let them do their thing. I'm going to save some extra to start some in the wet paper towels inside. And see what happens. Okay, we'll get this finished up and then we'll go inside and put some, maybe 6 or 7 seeds each on paper towels. But we'll get the rest of these planted in here and we'll be right back. Okay, so we've got a bunch of stuff already in the sunroom. I'll show you what I've got in here. It's been in here for about a week and a half. I've got heaters going, keeping it at least 62 degrees in here. We've got banana trees, fig trees. I've got all my grapevines that I started. They're in here too. Oh, I don't know if I'm pointing down at that. They're down in there. They've rooted good. I've got some grapes that I bought at the store. Bunch of dragon fruits. I overwintered this pepper plant and this pepper plant, so we're going to see how they do. They seem to be okay. Tons of dragon fruit here and prickly pear cactus. I'm going to probably plant these outside this year. I heard that they can survive our winters, so we're going to try it. There's more dragon fruit and banana trees, and that's an olive tree and some fig trees. Down in here, the elephant ears are starting to wake up. All right, let's go outside and get planting. All right, so we've got everything planted over here. And let's take a tour of what we got growing so far in the rest of the garden. Got a tiny little grafted pawpaw. And this one is Shenandoah. Another grafted pawpaw. It's waking up. And this one is Kentucky or Chappelle or Champion. I have to look that up. KYC. This one is Tropical Treat. Why this ain't wanting to stay on all of a sudden. We'll come back and fix that. And over here we have Chappelle. Okay, that's the Champion, I think. Kentucky something Champion. That's the Chappelle. Here's another mulberry tree. This is a chi tree. It's already trying to leaf out too. Wow. You are really waking up, aren't you, buddy? Apple trees are starting to bloom. Some of them already are blooming. Look at that. That's the espalier style. This one's trying to wake up. Got pear tree over here. I didn't realize there was a bloom on that. I'm also espalier training these pear trees. More apples, pears, another pear, apple, peach. It's faced out. Hey, buddy. Got some black raspberries growing here, waking up. And I got a pawpaw tree right here. It went back to the ground from right there. Don't know if a kid knocked it or what happened, but it grew back. So I need to probably cut a couple of these off. I hate to have to do that. I have to pick the strongest one and cut the other 3 off. Here's another pawpaw. Over in here, I've ordered 10 more pawpaws from Kentucky Division of Forestry. Their pawpaw trees are from the KSU program where they get specifically the best cultivars of pawpaws you can get, more meaty, less seeds, and better tasting, and that's where they grow their trees from those seeds. But they'll be going over in here. Here's another pawpaw. These are wild pawpaws for pollinators. There's one. And I also have, let's see, there's a pawpaw. I have one over here that, I heard one of y'all laying an egg a second ago. This one's got its little bloom, very first bloom. Now, when pawpaws first bloom, they'll drop their blooms, usually the first couple of years, so I don't plan on that staying. I'm not going to get my hopes up, so it will probably drop it. Another pawpaw. They are waking up. Oh, that's how you can identify pawpaws too. Look at that little leaf structure at the end. See that? Hey girls, I need to get out here and finish fixing your all's roof. Yes, I do. This is a persimmon tree. Let's see, H63A variety of persimmon. It's grafted. I have another persimmon tree over here. This is Proc. And it's also grafted. Yeah, Proc. This is a grafted tree. It's waking up. And I need to get ready to clean all this out for garden space for flowers. And do something with these. The roses are waking up. They're in full green glory right now. Some more roses. I did not get to these. I think to cut them back some, so it's going to be wild this year. I'm going to have to just trim back as I go to get those under control. And again, there's that beautiful Yoshimo cherry tree. Oh, I forgot. We have another peach tree right there. And this garden space I'm going to use to put the jujube trees and the apricot trees and jujube trees that I started from seeds over the winter. Those are growing and they'll go in this space. Here's the grapevine trellis. They're waking up. Here's the it got frosted last night. This is hardy kiwi. And another hardy kiwi right there. Yeah, they got the frost last night on them. They should be okay. There. And then another grapevine right here. This is the muscadine grapes. It's getting ready to wake up. Where's my seed bag at? Huh? What are you doing, Buck? Oh, it's over here. So we're going to take these seeds. I need to weed eat so bad. This is the coxcombs we're going to plant over here in this bed. Cherry tree's waking up too. See the flowers getting ready to bloom. And these are persimmon trees. Hopefully they'll wake back up. They were stressed over the winter. We got some brown here, so I don't know. Hopefully they wake up. Well, if not, we'll find something else to plant here. This one, here's a strawberry beds. They need cleaned out. Here's another one. I got Itchy Kiki. Some of it's green down here and some of it's not, so I don't know if it's gonna make it or not. All right. Right here is where I need to put some seeds for the beautiful coxcombs. So we'll get that done. All right, so back inside and starting some marigold seeds. And I want to show how many seeds you can get from just 2 dried up marigold flowers. You open this up and all the seeds are in here. You can see, like right here is where the flower petal was, and it dries up, and then the seeds down in there. So these are all the seeds that I got just from 2 of these. I mean, that's enough flowers to fill a large space. Isn't that amazing? I've got all these seeds here, but let's get those in our little Ziploc bag. And I'm also going to do some, probably some more of the coxcombs in Ziploc bags, because that ground is pretty hard out there, the raised garden bed ground. So I'm going to go ahead and start some on seeds too, just in case it's back up. But I did want to show how many seeds you can get just from 2 flower heads. I mean, that's a whole big, large garden bed of flowers right there, just from that. So we'll get those wrapped up. This is a wet paper towel. And I'll put them, I don't even know where my little Ziploc bag went, but I'll put them in, here it is, this Ziploc bag and label it. And within a few days, those should already be sprouting. Hey y'all, it has been a couple days and some of these bags are showing signs. Look at that they have already sprouted from their seeds. All the zinnias literally almost instantly. I mean, these bags are they're growing through the paper towels. So let's take a look. We'll take a look first at the kohlrabi. Oh my gosh, look. Those are ready. I'm so excited. All right, it's about to get so busy. I've got to get my trays ready. Let's set these out. And let's look at the zinnias real quick. I can't believe how fast these sprouted. Now these, the paper towel is feeling like it's pulling and it has went through, so I'm going to have to be extremely careful because I don't want to damage those roots. So, there we go. They are really taking off. I probably should have checked on these yesterday, but I was working out of town all day and didn't get back till late. Oh my goodness. Y'all, look, they're ready. They're ready. So, whoop, I about dropped it. I'm going to get some trays ready. And we have some chili nights. So, and I haven't got all of the grow lights in the sunroom. So what I thought about doing was, I still have grow lights left, this one here, that I didn't take down from when the plants that are outside, the cactus plants, they're outside the sunroom. I took those out and I've got the heaters going in there, keeping those okay. So what I'm going to do is just lower these lights that I already have in here and just do the seedlings in here. And if we have semi-shady days, I'm going to set a table up outside under a tree, and I'm going to let them get like partial sunshade slowly, like maybe an hour at a time per day, and then bring them back in and get those going and get those hardening up some. So like the natural way. So that way when I'm ready to plant those out around the first week of May or first weekend of May or Mother's Day, whenever that may be, I'll have to look at the weather. They should be hardened off enough to be okay outside. So let's go ahead and get these planted. All right, here we go. I'm so excited. It's about to get so busy with planting season, but I love, love, love it. Y'all, there is something therapeutic with the aroma of some soil and seeing these beautiful little babies. I had to get my glasses on because I can't see, but when you have them that goes underneath the paper towels like that, the roots, I just rip my paper towels loose gently from that root. And it's okay if you get some root. If I'd have caught these sooner, like I said, I was working, so I could have prevented this from happening, but it is what it is. This looks like two roots together. I don't even know. Just got to be gentle. Pull them apart. Yeah, look at that. Ooh, zinnia babies. All right, so we got these little cups. And I ordered these off of, I can't remember if these were Amazon or Temu, but both sites had them, just little miniature cups, and you can reuse them over and over. So what I do, usually if I had a pencil I'd do it, but since I've got this on hand, I'm just going to twist around a little circle in there, and see that little hole? Take my little baby. Happy birthday, baby. Look at that. Stick it down in there very, very gently. As low as she can go. And there you go. You got a happy little plant. See? So I'm going to finish doing all of these. But I'm going to end up also doing the kohlrabi, and I have a ton. I'm going to have a lot of trays here of all these zinnias But I love zinnias and I love coxcombs, even the little coxcomb babies. We'll show those. They're starting to come out of their seeds or sprout. Germinate is the correct word, but I'll tackle those tomorrow. Those, oh, these are super tiny. You see all those little roots forming? This method works so good. So good. But we'll do those probably tomorrow. Coxcombs and zinnias. Can't go wrong with, and marigolds. My 3 favorite flowers. But what are y'all planting? Let me know below. I want to know what you're planting, or if you got any recommendations for flowers I should try. These are my personal favorites, but I'm open to trying new things. I like to try something new every year. This year, it's definitely 2 things, my Chinese cabbage and the kohlrabi. So, you know, I'm open to trying something new every year. You never know, you might try something new and it could end up being your favorite plant. Your favorite, whether it's a vegetable or a fruit or a flower. And you don't know if you don't try it. But we'll get all these planted and get them under a grow light. And I do need to get a table set up outside. I've got a folding table. Sometimes you can catch those at Walmart on sale. And you just keep checking throughout the year. And I know, baby, I'm busy. The dog's wanting up here. But you can find those cheap, and they're easy to fold up and put away when they're not in use. So that's one of my personal favorites that I'm going to use for these babies whenever I'm transitioning them outside. Come on, honey. Y'all are tight. There we go. It's a skill, but you can learn it. I'm telling you, this right here is like cure for seasonal depression, getting your hands dirty. I don't care about pretty fingernails. All I care about is my pretty flowers and my pretty garden and my youngins and my critters. Okay. All right, we'll get this one in, and then we'll come back when all the trays are done, and I'll show you the setup of what that's going to look like. And it is what is today, the 12th, April 12th. So these will go back and forth between the grow lights inside and outside on the table. I'll gradually increase the time on the table. It will start out only like maybe 20 minutes the first day and maybe 40 minutes the second. You know, you got to do it gradually. Go back and forth between in and out, and they should be ready to go. If it's the 1st of May is looking like the 7 to 10 day forecast looks good, then I'm going to go ahead and put everything out in the ground. But if we still have cold days, I might wait just a few more days. But excuse me, the dogs are here playing. But that's what it's going to be. But we'll come back when I get these trays done. The first tray is done. Got all these little newborns tucked in their little beds. And I did want to point out that the seed starting mix that I use, you put enough water in there that it clumps like that, but it's not like soppy wet. You just want it damp. See how it holds together, but it's not like dripping. You don't want it too wet because that can kill those little seedlings if you give too much water to them. So you kind of have to find that balance of keeping that seed starting soil just damp enough to keep them happy, but not too wet, not too dry. But let's get the rest of these done. Y'all, it is another day, and I've been super busy building this fence. I finally got it finished. Look at that. So I'm bonfiring some old wood, but I decided I'm going to use some of this. Let me switch this around. So I'm making dragon fruit trellises where you have a post in the middle and then like a circle around. but I want to char some of this wood, and that way it will harden it up. Back in some cultures, they do this to toughen that wood up. So we're just getting that blackened, and you can sand it. I'm going to cut it in half and screw the two halves together as an equal height, and then we'll do our top layer to trellis those dragon fruit on. But I wanted to show that process of doing this. It's still got a ways to go there, but just get them blackened up, and that should toughen up the wood. You could do this too, like if you wanted to maybe make a cabinet or something. You give it that old rustic blackened wood look, and after this cools down, you just sand it. And the other little scrap pieces of wood right here that I took from these beds, we're going to throw in here at the base of, I've got 3 more of these right here I need to get built and put in place right through here, and we're using that to fill space. And I still have some of this compost mix I'm going to use to top it off. But there's the gate. That fence was a pain in the butt, but we got it. Or that gate part of the fence right there. But getting this ready for spring. I've got my little seedlings out here, getting some shady sun. Got some grapevine cuttings right there trying to root, but everything's waking up. Got our beautiful cherry tree here that's flowering finally. There's no bees though, so I've been coming out here and dabbing it with my fingers. Not tickle the flower. And find another one and tickle. I try to spread pollen, but I think it's just been too chilly for the bees. And cannot wait till things start blooming. Grapes are trying to wake up. All right, I'm gonna get back to burning this and getting it ready for the trellises for the dragon fruit. The wind is blowing that way, so I've got to move this way. See how pretty that is? So the purpose of this is the plants will be in sand that's going to be getting moist and wet as it rains and just normal weather outside. So this will help preserve it against that moisture so it will last longer, hopefully. Look how pretty that is. Let that one cool down before it goes with the other one. Isn't that pretty? You could literally make like a tabletop with this, and after you sand it, varnish it, it'd be really pretty, but this is for preservation purposes for me, for outside plants. I know this video is all over the place, but I have so much stuff I gotta get done. It's 3 weeks until the last spring frost, so look at this. So this stuff has to get done. We got WWE going on in the background. So I started on this raised bed. Y'all, these are not too bad, but a little stressful if you don't follow the directions, because I didn't at first and had to go back and put these in whenever I was doing that one. But as for the charring, I got all these charred. Aren't those beautiful? And finishing this up, I have some boards that I put over here. That's going to be a base in that raised bed that I'm building right here. That way it's less dirt to have to shovel in there. So I've got 2 of them ready to go, and I might end up throwing all of these for the last one, because I have 3 total that I gotta build. Oh, somebody's gagging over here. But let's get this done and call it quits for the day, because I'm worn out. Probably should have put this together over here, but oh well. Oh, good Lord. Little trees up here out, and I moved these boards around so they get snug down in here. So we'll get the boards moved and shifted around, that way it's not in the way of these, and then we'll be right. All right, so we've got this done, and it is ready to be filled. As you can see over here, right through here, I have these boards filling in the space, and that will help utilize some room whenever. And I'm also gonna, any kind of weeds or anything that I cut out or clean out of garden beds, I can throw down here in the base too. Any compost or papers from work that I would shred, I can put down here too, and then top it all off like I did all these other beds over here. And then that's pretty much these boards will help fill in that space to cut down the cost of compost and topsoil that you're putting in here. But there you go. That is setting up raised garden bed, and I am retired for the day. Your girl's tired. All right, that's it for now. Thanks for hanging out with me. Talk to you soon.